Hey, good morning, everybody. Friday morning on November 6th. It's election week. It's almost over, hopefully. Probably not. It doesn't matter. It's 10 a.m. We're keeping it moving. Stock market today is in rally mode. We are in particular rally mode in our portfolio, up over 3%, led by Zillow, which had earnings last night and is now significantly higher, as well as Square. You see our top two positions that we're holding are Square and Zillow Group, which has been awesome. So, looking at markets are roughly flat. We're up 3%. So we're going to take that all day long. Um, there was a sell-off in the morning. It was kind of concerning. We're back to the highs of the day. I think we're going to continue to rally to all-time highs in everything in the stock market. I still want to rotate and rebalance with these wins. We've got some great moves in the market. The top two stocks in the money school are our top two holdings, followed by AMD, which is another one. Nvidia is still rocking, which is great. I think AMD is going to be the overall winner there, but we're positioned really nicely for this. One of the reasons why we're seeing even more outperformance at the top, going back and forth, our two top stocks, is that I accidentally filled some options positions yesterday at the close. This was supposed to go into another portfolio, ended up filling in the money school portfolio. So we're going to talk about options just very briefly. Yesterday I bought the Zillow options in December. Not to go too deep into options right off the bat, but it's like owning stock, except for you're just buying and selling the premium. You're trading the premiums instead of the stock, and the premium represents the right to buy or sell 100 shares of stock at a given price by a certain date. So there's always a time involved in expiration, and then there's always a strike price. And then you can essentially bet for a stock to go up or a stock to go down. Yesterday before the close, I decided it was trading around $100. I already had a position on. I have this position on in another account a little bit bigger than this, and it's been a big winner, which is awesome. But what I did is the stock was trading at $100. I went into the December options. I bought the $110 call and I sold the $125 call against it. So I essentially sold I bought the $110 call for, you can see the purchase price of essentially $650, and then that's times 100, so $650, and I did that twice. So it was a $1,300 investment to buy those options. And then to help finance that, I sold the 125s for $2.43 each times 100, and then I did that twice. So $243 times 2, a little under $500. So my initial investment in this spread, it's called a vertical call spread, was a cost of about, it was $4.25 or $4.20. So looking at this now, we're going to look at closing this. The stock's now trading at $119. I paid $4.20 for the premium, and it's a $110 call. So I'm in the money with the position when I'm above my long strike and plus the premium. So $114.20. Everything above that, I now have leverage applied to Zillow, where I'll do a full options lesson, but this essentially allows me to invest less money and take more upside. If they would have missed earnings, this would have collapsed. It's just a lot more risk, but the premiums that I paid $420 for yesterday are now worth $775. So, it's a nice gain there. Hop back over. I don't have this set up for options, but it's been sorry, doing a poor job explaining this, but this is not the best setup for options because I don't normally trade options in this particular setup. But just breaking this down real quick, I have a 110, 125 vertical call spread that I paid $4.20 for. My break even is $114.20. The stock's now trading at $119.69. So I'm $5 in the money, and that controls 100 shares of stock for each contract. So now I'm really going to start making a lot more. The profits accelerate here now that I'm in the money. This is a 110, 125, a $15 call spread can be worth a max of $15 or $1,500 because everything's times 100 with options. So I paid $420 for it, and it has a max value of $1,500. I'm going to sell that for roughly 2/3 what the max profit is. So selling that for, let's call it $10. We're just going to put this in the system, and we'll adjust this, and I want to get this closed because this isn't the account that I want to trade options in. So we're trading at about $8. If we get up to $10, we'll have a $2,000 sale, and we'll have made $1,500 of profit on a $400, $800 investment. Sorry. We're $840 in, and we're going to sell this for $2,000. So we're going to make $1,200 on $800 overnight if we can get to this fill. So we're just going to put this in. We might adjust this down. Like I said, I want to close this. And then this Upwork stock, I bought just the calls in December, the $30 calls. I bought those for $2. My break even is $32. The stock is down today, and I've lost 15% on that premium. So I'm going to hold on to this. I just wanted to play this to... God, this software really sucks for options. We're never going to do... We'll use other software. I use TD to trade options in other accounts, but this particular TD mobile nerfed noob version is awful for options. So we're just going to not bother with that anymore. But yeah, that was great. So that spread is trading at $8. So right now we're looking at $3.80 of profit times 2, so $760 of profit. So doubling our money on those calls, which is sweet. So we'll leave that alone. We'll let that chill. Back up at the top, our top positions are around $4,000. What I want to do is actually trim some of our winners here at the top with Zillow and Square, take some profits, raise some money, and continue to just bulk up our other positions that we have. And then we also have the profits from this options position that we can turn into building these positions up. But we're over 47,000 for the first time this year. So sorry for the long, rambly, terrible options explanation, but I put that in this portfolio on accident yesterday, and it ended up winning. It's helping our bottom line a little bit here today. And we'll take it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I was putting the position on either way, but I was supposed to do it in a different account on top of another position. So we sizzle tonight. Double-digit moves in Square and Zillow, our top two positions. This just makes me really happy. Maxar got crushed. I need to do some digging on this. I'm probably going to look for a bottom here. I'm just really interested in this company for some reason. I love the product. We're going to test that 200-day probably. If we get under $20, I'll buy this at $20. We'll start a position here at $20 if we can get down there. If not, it needs to prove itself. It's got quite a ways to go. I'll do some charting on this. I know a couple of you have a little position here. Again, these small cap stocks are going to move around and slosh around, and there's just a lot more risk. That's why I like to... We're in a big ocean here. I like to have the little bit bigger boats. So then on the downside, we also have Penn and Taylor Morrison. We don't have Penn in this account. I finally made some money in Penn yesterday with some options. When the market gets really beaten up, sometimes I'll make a contrarian short-term bet to just rebound to the upside, and I'll use options to do that in another account. Penn, I actually made money in that name. In this account, it's been nothing but negative, so we're going to stay away from that. The COVID numbers are bad. We're just getting used to the numbers being worse and worse. But I mean, the election outcome seems to be pretty positive with the. Are we not updating here? I'm having internet issues today, so I just want to make sure that we're not. All right, we're going green. We're starting to rally here. Okay, this is great. So here you can see vertical debit at $4.20, and then oh wait, that filled at $4.05. So my limit was $4.20. So that filled at $4. My break even is 11 is the long 110 call plus the 405. So between, again, I feel like I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, and I'll re-prepare this, or prepare it for the first time and do a lesson, because I think it is a valuable tool. But I bought a $15 spread for $4, and I'm going to try to sell it for 10, and that's going to be a profit of $600 times 2, so $1,200 of profit on 4. So I'm looking for 3 times my money overnight. That's what we're playing for here. So that's the nutshell of that. We have an open order. Let's jump back to today. The only thing that we have cooking is this vertical call spread. So that's gonna, if we want to reduce that price, we could reduce it to $8 and have $800 times 2, lock in some profits. We're gonna let that ride just because this market has so much momentum. Let's sell some Square for $200 because that makes me really happy. I've been long 185, 200 call spreads off and on for the last bit, and it's been great in another portfolio. So, all right, enough yapping. We're just going to sell 4 shares and get everything down to our $4,000 A level. Hopeful. And then we'll sell 2 shares of AMD. Again, just no assumption about the company changing. I still love AMD here. Not to just yap about options, but I've been playing them a little heavier on this recovery into the new year. I think that that's where there's going to be some money to be made. And then let's trim some. We want to trim, $700 of. And do 7 shares. All right. I was really feeling rocket yesterday. I want this position to be half this size. So, we're going to buy a little bit here on these losers. I still love housing. And that's the benefit of kind of churning some cash, is that we can take profits from our winners, and then when our losers are dipping, uh, if our losers dip and we have high confidence, we just roll those profits over, and that's how we get outperformance. We lock in our profits when we have big moves. I like the balance that we have um, in our portfolio. I want to add some more. We're going to just keep it simple with A levels and B levels. Our A's are going to be 4K, and then our B's are going to be 2K. So we're going to, there's a couple positions I want to add in. Let's take a look at our cash position. We've got $3,000, a little over $3,000. Market's continuing to pull up. I think we're going to get a stimulus deal. I've started looking at some of the smaller cap names. I didn't like that news in Maxar. Obviously, that's one that I've liked. I think Penn is a name that you can touch under 60 if we can get a nice break. That would be nice. We're going to need good Corona news there. Is there anything beaten up that we like here? I think the name that I want to add here is Shopify. This is a good name that's going to work. I think in any type of condition going forward. If you're not familiar with Shopify, they're an online retail platform. We're actually going to add a share of Peloton here too. There's just some weakness. I think that this is going to be a good stock going into the rest of the year. Let's see what sectors are. Energy getting crushed on a daily basis. Home builders are down today. There's going to be headlines around some of the volume being down because supply is so bad, but we're going to continue to get awesome shocks on the new construction side. I get inside information on housing just because I own a real estate brokerage, and the new construction boom that's coming over the next 6 to 12 months is going to be huge. I still am waiting a little bit longer. I don't know why I've picked up this tension around Tesla, but I want to get back in the name, but I just want to make sure that there's a little bit more distance between the self-driving beta and no accidents. I just want to make sure that that's safe, because that's going to be, I mean, it's a lot of extra risk that's in the portfolio now. So what else do we like here, guys? I'm in more of a mood to ride winners than to chase things that are losing. And we're going to add this in. compared to our portfolio, this is a stock that is just smaller cap, but with just split. It didn't just collapse in price, by the way. It split. It's responded nicely. Trex makes decking as the lumber prices are ridiculous for timber and lumber and all that stuff. I think Trex is going to continue to perform really well. It's just a performance material, and it doesn't. It's just a different solution for builders, which I think is great. So we'll keep that there. What we'll do is we will add to this with the Zillow money. So we're gonna close this. We're gonna close both sides at once. It's one transaction. It was selling at $8. The mid price here is $7.50. All right, so that filled, and we got that off. We're going to keep this particular portfolio with just stocks, and I'll have another portfolio for options because I don't like this software, this platform. Just one last check on our balances. Okay, we're fully invested. We're over 47,000, which is great. Stock market's continuing to make highs. We'll just let that bake. Yeah, overall great day for the money school. It's always gonna feel better when all your top positions are at the top of all the charts. So it makes you feel smart. And as soon as you feel smart, that's normally when you're wrong. So take some profits if you've got them. Have a great weekend, everybody.